It's in the script. It's in the script. It's in the freaking script. I said it's in the script. Why? Oh, thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. Why is it in the script? You saw that title. Saquon Barkley's birthday is on February 9th. February 9th. Well, what day is February 9th? The Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. It's in the script. You're telling me a guy in Saquon Barkley that was drafted by a trash poverty organization in the New York Giants was essentially freed from those shackles and went to a top-tier organization with the Philadelphia Eagles. He's having an all-time great season, one of the best seasons a running back has had of all time. And the Super Bowl is on his birthday. It's in the script. Now, you can miss me with the Miles, you trying to, count your eggs before they hatch. Bro, am I a player? Am I a coach? No. Now, I expect the players and the coach to take it game by game, drive by drive, play by play. I ain't no coach. I ain't no player. I'm telling you what's in the script. I'm telling you what's in the script. And I am a man that believes vehemently about manifestation. Like, you say words into the universe and they come true. So I'm saying it again for y'all, and I want y'all to tell your mom, tell your uncle, tell your papa, your grandma, your Gigi, whoever you may call. It's in the script. It's flat out in the script. That's what we on, bruh. That's what we on, and we're going to be in New Orleans. Well, I might not be there. I'll probably be in Philly, but we'll either be on Broad Street or on South Street going out here and saying, yo, we Super Bowl champs. We Super Bowl champs. It's in the script, man. It's in the script. So Eagles, Commanders, initial thoughts, little preview. We're going to have a bunch of content. Like, comment, subscribe. Show their friend. And be sure to show some love. It's Real Talk with MJ. And man, oh man, we are in the NFC Championship game. And we're going to talk about this quarterback play real quick. We're going to start this off with Jalen freaking Hurts. Folks treat quarterbacks not turning over the ball like waking up in the morning. Waking up in the morning ain't a given. It's a blessing. Now, I can take y'all to church real quick, but y'all know that, hey, God did not wake you up this morning as a guarantee. Like, it's not like, it's like, oh, it's a given. Nah. When God woke you up this morning, it was a blessing. Now, I'm being facetious, but I'm being dead serious when I talk about quarterbacks not turning the ball over. Yo, that's not a given. That's a blessing. Because it's a whole lot of quarterbacks, from Sam Darnold to Jared Goff to Dak Prescott. I can keep going on and on. Baker Mayfield, Matthew Stafford. He did have a very, very good game, but he did turn the ball over. And of course, y'all main man that y'all love in Lamar Jackson. Well, guess what? I like quarterbacks that don't turn the ball over. And it's not a coincidence that whether it's Jalen Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, in the playoffs, in the divisional round, they did not turn the ball over. That's the difference between winning and losing. If you give the other team more opportunities to go out here and score points in the playoffs, when all these teams are really, really good or elite, you're going to pay. Everybody talking about Mark Andrews and his drop. The drop wasn't as egregious as the fumble. The fumble, that was terrible. But Lamar Jackson having 2 costly turnovers, and in his playoff career, turning over the ball at a higher rate than he has done in the regular season, is why he has a losing record in the playoffs. That's why. I'm sorry. It just flat out is. So with Jalen Hurts, I see a man that he has 6 straight games, an NFL record tying Patrick Mahomes with 6 straight games without an interception. And you can miss me with the Saquon Barkley merchant stuff. You can miss me with the Saquon Barkley. He's a merchant, or Hurts a merchant of Saquon Barkley. So I'm not trying to hear that because he only played with Saquon twice. So what about those 4 other games? Just saying, bruh. Keep it consistent. And I feel like I can speak for a lot of Jalen Hurts fans and supporters when I say this, bro. And Eagles fans that actually watch the games and don't hate on their own quarterback. All we want y'all to do with Jalen Hurts is be consistent. Look, don't use it as a knock against him and say, well, he has a great team around him. Are you blind? Did you just start watching the games? Did you just start watching the NFL in 2024? If you did, all right, cool. We ain't got no problem. But some of y'all have selective amnesia and you don't want to remember the times in 2022 when he was Superman. Hell, 2023. How do you think the Eagles went to 10-1 with a bottom 5 defense? How? Do you not remember that game against the Bills? And after that game, the narrative is, well, Jalen Hurts is Superman and he's his comeback king and he has an NFL record of all these double-digit comebacks and all this stuff and he's carrying the team on his back. Remember that? We remember. And the Eagles went ahead and had that collapse not because of Jalen Hurts. They had that collapse because of the defense. That's why. Because of the defense. I mean, you inserted Matt Patricia as your defensive coordinator, and what happened? The defense fell off a cliff. It was already bad with Sean Desai. It fell off a cliff with Matt Patricia, who is a Bill Belichick merchant. I'm just saying we got receipts. We're trying to let y'all know you can't just judge this man off of 2024 season. The 2024 season is way different from other years the Eagles have played in because they're actually led by their defense and by their running game. What did I say before the Rams game? The Eagles can still beat the Rams by throwing for less than 200 yards, 150 yards, 140 yards. They can still win. Want to know why? Because they're led by their defense and by their running game. And if you're a great team, you don't adjust your game plan to fit an analyst, bro. You don't adjust your game to fit narratives. You adjust your game based on what the game brings to you. What I mean by that is if you know that you can run the ball well, if you know that you have a phenomenal defense, well, why would you throw the ball for 30 plus times? Why? If you're running the ball effectively and your defense is forcing turnovers, why are you passing at a high volume? It doesn't make sense. And so I saw a guy in Tom Brady in the Super Bowl against the Rams. What did he do in his first Super Bowl? He had less than 150 passing yards. Kurt Warner and them boys outgained him damn near by 200. I think it was like 200 some yards. And they lost. But when you talk about Tom Brady, what do you say? 7 rings. 7 freaking rings. So you can miss me with the passing yards. Passing yards are overrated. Because passing yards do not, equal wins. They don't. I'm sorry, Geno. You won't catch a stray. I'm sorry, bro. But, Geno Smith was top 5 in passing yards. Is he a top 5 quarterback? Hell, is he top 10? I don't know. That is a discussion for another day, but I'm just trying to keep it consistent, y'all. I'm just trying to keep it consistent. And so again, Hurts and these guys are doing what they need to do to win, but we're going to have to talk about, I just keep on going on with this Saquon Barkley stuff real quick. You know what's funny? Leading up to every game, what do I hear? You gotta stack the box against Saquon Barkley. You have to clog the box and put extra guys in the box so you can stop him from running the ball. How does that work for everybody? I guarantee you, every single team has that same mindset. And what happened? They had that graphic of like players that had like 200 something rushing yards and like what they did against that same team in that same season. And it was like, oh, the numbers are low. They ain't Saquon Barkley. They not. I mean, Saquon, if he and when he wins this Super Bowl, is going to have the best season a running back has had of all time, at least in my lifetime. I don't know about the Jim Brown, Walter Payton stuff, but all I know is in my lifetime, that would be the greatest running back season of all time. All we're saying is, bruh, the Commanders don't have a good run defense at all. And they got torched each time against Saquon Barkley. So they can clog the box, do whatever you want. You can clog it, you can put a plunger on it, you can do whatever you want to do to the freaking box. You're not stopping him. You're not. And the Eagles aren't going to change the way they play to make it pretty. I would rather win an ugly Super Bowl than lose it pretty like the Eagles did in 2022. Hell no, because I was sick. I was sick. I don't know about y'all. I was that whole week, that whole month, I was sick. I ain't crying, but I'm damn near at that point. That's how I was feeling, bro. But hell, if Jalen Hurts and these guys win the ball, and let's say Hurts has a $130 passing yards, I'm gonna be happy as hell. What you mean? I don't care about no passing yards, bruh. What? Hey, let's talk about Kellen Moore real quick. I really believe the Eagles are Kellen Moore proof. Kellen Moore, after Hurts was injured, and right after Saquon Barkley ran for 70 yards to the crib on 2nd and 6, called a naked bootleg that put Jalen Hurts in the open field against Kobe Turner. And what happened? That was a sack. Ended up being like 3rd and 19. And they punted the ball to Matthew Stafford, the worst possible scenario. Now it worked because Jalen Carter literally saved Kellen Moore and that offense and the whole entire team. We're going to talk about Jalen freaking Carter because he's a man amongst boys. But Jalen Carter quite possibly saved Kellen Moore from shame because that naked bootleg was egregious. It was terrible. Look, bruh, I'm going to ask y'all this question. And I'm so serious. What game, what play do you remember from this season that you can be like, oh, Kellen Moore really drew that up? Like, oh, he was dialing it up that game. He was really, drawing up, hey, he was cooking. I can't remember one. Not one. I've watched every single game, every single snap. What have I seen? I've seen a dominant offensive line led by Jeff Stoutland. I've seen a dominant defense led by Vic Fangio. Kellen Moore is only looking good because of Jeff Stoutland and because of Vic Fangio. And obviously, because of Saquon freaking Barkley. Let me ask y'all this. If Brian Johnson had Saquon Barkley, Vic Fangio instead of Matt Patricia as his DC, the best defense in the league, do you think that the Eagles would be worse than they are now? I think they will be the same. The NFC Championship. I mean, they got to the playoffs and won 11 games with a bottom 5 defense. So if you give them a top tier, number one, top two, top three defense. I mean, could they win 2 more games? Yeah. Yeah. So, like, am I saying that Brian Johnson is freaking Sean McVay or, Ben Johnson or whatever? I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is he's pretty damn close, if not equal, to Kellen Moore. And get your feelings out of it. Look at the tape. Is Kellen Moore making eye-dropping calls? No. And Jalen Carter saved his ass. That's what happened. That's what happened. I'm going to talk about Jalen Carter after the coaches talk. I made a point after the Lions game, and I was like, imagine if Nick Sirianni, as a number 1 seed, lost to a rookie quarterback off a bye. What would they say about him? They would crucify him. They would crucify him. Now, some folks was like, bro, like, it's not Dan Campbell's fault, the defense, all these injuries. Hey, I'm not saying it's all Dan Campbell's fault. I'm saying you're telling me that if Nick Sirianni, as a 1 seed, lost to a rookie quarterback, hell, they talked more about the Eagles who won their game than the Lions who choked as an 8.5-point favorite. So what do you think they would do if Nick Sirianni, as a prohibitive favorite, lost? They crucified a man. And so my thing is, there is no context when it comes to the Eagles and or Nick Sirianni. But now, when Dan Campbell and the Lions fail expectations as the Super Bowl favorite, now you want to put, oh, well, hey, this guy was injured. This guy was injured. Nick Sirianni last season had Matt Patricia as his DC. If that's not a valid excuse, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. And look, I'm not about to be disingenuous. Have I criticized Nick Sirianni? Yes. Yes, I have. For sure. And there were times that I wanted Nick Sirianni to be gone out of Philly. To be gone. But I'm giving Dan Campbell that same exact smoke. And we're about to see who the hell he is without his coordinators when you got Ben Johnson with the Bears and probably Aaron Glenn with the Jets. We're about to see what he's made of, and all of y'all propping him up as this savior who hasn't won anything. Hasn't won no conference, multiple playoff games. Well, nah, he won two. He won two. Let me chill. He won two. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying, like, let's just keep. It's the same thing for everybody. Let's just keep it consistent. If you're gonna crap on Sirianni, crap on Campbell. If you're not gonna crap on Sirianni, then make those caveats for Dan Campbell to just keep it simple. On a more serious note, I do want to give Nick Sirianni props in this way. You got to give Nick Sirianni props because he always learns from his mistakes. What happened earlier this season? The Eagles were not using Saquon Barkley correctly. What happened? The offensive line went to Sirianni during the bye week, said, yo, run the damn ball. What happened? The Eagles started running the damn ball. There's this other guy in Baltimore. His name is John Harbaugh, right? And in a playoff game against the Bills, Derrick Henry had 16 carries. That's a fireable offense. And it's like every single postseason, he doesn't learn from his mistakes. And so with Nick Sirianni, it's like he learns from his mistakes. He ain't the best coach. He's obviously not a play caller, nothing like that. But he learns from his mistakes. That is extremely valuable as a freaking head coach, y'all. It is. And a guy in John Harbaugh who is all this talk about, oh, Mike Tomlin this, Mike Tomlin that. Does Mike Tomlin have Lamar Jackson? Give Mike Tomlin Lamar Jackson, and I bet you he would at least be in the Super Bowl. John Harbaugh, underachieving with an MVP level quarterback. Just saying. One guy is overachieving with Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett and Russell Wilson. No disrespect. And the other guy is underperforming with one of the best quarterbacks we have ever seen. Keep it consistent. I might make that my freaking middle name. Miles, keep it consistent Johnson. I know it's the Eagles Commanders, John, but I had to get that off my chest. Had to get that off my chest. Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter had his Ray Allen moment. Ray Allen, 2013, literally saved Legacies with that shot in the corner. He saved LeBron's legacy, Eric Spoelstra's legacy. He saved some legacies with that. Jalen Carter's sack on Matthew Stafford saved some legacies. It helped Hurts out for sure. It for damn sure helped Kellen Moore. And y'all know it helped Nick Sirianni. Because if he doesn't make that sack, it's a pretty good possibility that Matthew Stafford finds Taylor Higbee, and either they punch it in, or they're at like the 1 or 2 yard line, and then they easily get a touchdown. And it's season over. Lose at home to the Rams. I'm just saying, that is a game-saving, legacy-saving freaking play there that if I'm Kellen Moore, I'm saying thank you, because I called that dumbass naked bootleg with an injured Jalen Hurts, and I could have cost our season there, and Jalen Carter had his best game as a pro. Oh my gosh. Jalen Carter, I'll give you, I might name my daughter like Saquon, Carter, Hurts, Johnson. And at this rate, call her like, put Slay in there, put Smith in there. I mean, look, bro, Howie Roseman in there too. I'm put everything in there, bro. She have a long ass name because my goodness, these guys bring me so much joy in my life. Nolan Smith, bro, is a dog. He's playing his best ball of his career in the playoffs. He just is. And look, what Nolan Smith is doing is exactly why Howie Roseman let go of Hassan Reddick. Because you let go of Hassan Reddick to say that, hey, we believe in Nolan Smith. It's a reason why we drafted Nolan Smith in the late first round. So unfortunately, hey, Hassan Reddick, we love you, but we got a rookie that is less expensive that we believe can be 80% of what you were. Best case scenario, actually, he's matching what you did in the playoffs. So I'm looking at a guy in Nolan Smith. He has that championship grit. He has that championship heart. And he is everything the doctor ordered for the Philadelphia Eagles. And he is showing up at the best time, him and Jalen Carter. Let me say this about Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. It's not a coincidence that Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith are playing their best ball of their careers during the playoffs. And it's not a coincidence both of those guys went to Georgia. They're champions. They've been here. They've done that. Howie Roseman saw that. He's like, look, I might as well go ahead and draft champions that have hardware, that have been in those pressure situations, and they will deliver. They will flat out deliver when their name is called. And the pressures and the sacks and the forced fumbles that each of these guys have produced is unworldly. And they're showing up for the guy, Nakobe Dean, who, he got injured, but he went out like a champion on that tackle for loss. He went out like a freaking champ. Shout out them Georgia, Philadelphia Bulldogs, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We'll talk with MJ. Hey, man. keep getting this content up. And I just love all the support. Fly Eagles fly. We out.